I began teaching at Laurel Nokomis School after graduating from the University of Florida in January of 1997. I helped start the first gifted program at Laurel Nokomis. I taught first and second grade gifted for several years, and after a maternity leave, taught third grade and gifted resource first through sixth grades. In 2007, I moved to Venice Elementary School. My first 2 years at Venice Elementary School were in gifted fourth grade. In 2009, I switched to first grade gifted. First grade gifted is an amazing grade to teach, but it can be really challenging. Showing a year's growth with young gifted kids can be really difficult since at the onset of the school year, they're already reading far beyond their peers, and sometimes it can be really hard to exceed the expected growth in both reading and math. But I worked hard to do that and received highly effective ratings every year that I was in first grade. But what I really loved about teaching first grade was getting to see how they grew as students. They gained confidence in their reading. They were able to do things that they never thought possible. And what I loved about the gifted classroom was the creativity aspect. And I loved when we were able to do creative things. And so when the art position came open, even though I'm not trained in art, I decided to give it a go. This is my very first day as an art teacher. And these kindergartners, this is their very first day as students at Venice Elementary. We had an awesome time making color monsters, and they enjoyed their first day of art. Then we put them out in the hallway so that they could enjoy them as they walked by. The first through fifth graders learned what a self-portrait was and what the word monochromatic means. They created small monochromatic self-portraits in whichever color they chose, and we put them together when they were finished for an amazing mural that took up the entire part of an entire hallway at our school. And they loved seeing and trying to find their pictures. As the school year got going, we really enjoyed getting to work in the art room. It was tough getting to know 600 students' names, something that I was not used to, and working on a 55-minute schedule, which I was also not used to. But we had a great beginning of the school year. As we got into the school year, I tried to build students' trust. I tried to encourage them to take academic risks, to solve problems, and to make decisions about their own learning. This is often seen in some of the choices that they're able to make when they're in the art room. Here you can see some third and fourth graders working on a project where they took a line for a walk. We worked on the element of line in this project and also the rules for painting. In October, I began facilitating a collaboration between our fifth grade gifted students and our kindergarten through fifth grade students with intellectual disabilities. We met in my room once a month and did an art project together. One or two fifth graders would get paired with one of the students in the intellectual disabilities class, and we just had a great time together. The kids had so much fun. They learned so much from one another, and it was really a successful collaboration that they looked forward to each month. Each month we did something different and changed up the art media that we used, and we had an amazing time. In November, we participated in one of several collaborations in the community. This was a poster contest for the City of Venice. It was called My City. I'm part of it. I'm proud of it. And two of our students' posters won and are hanging in City Hall. As we moved through various art projects, students learned problem-solving skills.
I think I can make some. I'll show you. I don't know.
I feel like the art room is a safe place to work through mistakes and figure out how to solve a problem when things go wrong. When a child makes a mistake on a piece of art, it's oftentimes easier for them to accept this objectively because it's not an academic subject like reading or math. Sometimes those mistakes are harder to handle than something in the art room, at least hopefully in the environment that I've created. Students can be non-readers, non-English speakers, intellectually disabled, you name it, you can come into the art room. Oftentimes the playing field is leveled and you can create something amazing. This solar system project that you can see the fifth graders were working on, there was a lot of issues that they had to work through to get these projects the way that they wanted them, but they were so proud when they were done. Sometimes we just like to have fun in the art room. In this video, our first graders got their first taste of the black light and what happens when you use fluorescent oil pastels. And so we did this, was one of our fall activities as well. Kindergartners learned how to use paint properly in the art room this year, and I can tell you that you have not lived until you have painted as the only adult in the room with 18 kindergartners. They were amazing though, and we had an amazing time painting. After being in the regular classroom for so long, I understand the importance of really trying to integrate more than one subject at once. So I'm often trying to introduce students to a new artist and connect what we're doing to an artist, be inspired by that artist. Oftentimes, it might be related to science or social studies, even a book that we've read or some kind of math concept. In October, I introduced students to an amazing Japanese artist named Yayoi Kasuma. She is known for her dots. I was even dressed as her for Halloween, and so I try to make those connections. I also try to use art to teach things like social studies. So we helped decorate for the Veterans Day celebration in November and got a chance to really have some great discussions and use art to learn about history. The fall was an amazing time for us to do some amazing projects, but it was especially important to me personally because I had the honor of being named the Elementary Teacher of the Year for Sarasota County Schools. I was surprised at a big assembly at school with all of my family, and it was amazing. Another collaboration we worked on this year was with Neal Communities. We were chosen to design their holiday cards this year. So each grade designed a home of their dreams, and each one was a little bit different in each grade, a different type of home, a dream houseboat, a dream house of the future. They learned about different architects. And then we had an award ceremony where Neal Communities came and handed out awards for the winner in each grade level. They donated some money to our art program, which was amazing, and each child's art went in for a final contest, and they ended up choosing 2 amazing artists for their holiday cards. In December, I was honored again with the title of District Teacher of the Year for Sarasota County. 2019 was an amazing year. In January, we honored one of our Venice Little Indians for being the artist chosen to design the City of Venice holiday card. She was honored at the City Council meeting. Our collaborations monthly with the 5th grade gifted students and the students with intellectual disabilities continued through the month of February. You can see the students always had a great time working with one another. This is a collaboration we are sure to repeat again next year. Our kindergarten through 5th grade students also participated in the Rotary Art Show this year. This was my very first art show, so I wasn't sure what to expect, but our students were so excited to see their art hanging for all to see and so excited to be presented with ribbons for their art. "2020 was going amazingly well. You can see in these photos that our kindergartners were becoming more independent in the art room. We were working on projects like weaving, and we were getting ready to start clay. We had no idea that we would end spring break and not finish out the school year. I had no idea that I would actually become a YouTuber in the year 2020. I created my own YouTube channel so that I could create videos each week for my artists to do at home. I would create several for them to choose from. This is an example of one about creating a tiny art show. This is just a small sped up snippet of the kinds of things that I would create. I learned how to use a green screen. I learned all the tricks for making art videos, and I have to say that I was blown away by what my students were able to create from home. In this video, they're curating, a tiny art show. And so I'm showing them how to set up an audience for their tiny art show. And then each week, students would email me or text me their art projects. And I was blown away by what they sent me. So here are some examples of students' tiny art shows that they sent me. And this is just one example of one project. There's probably 20 different projects. Oftentimes I would make short slideshows and post them to our school's social media so that everyone could enjoy our students' art. I would also do guided drawings on Zoom. This was always fun to get to meet with the kids live. We would draw together and see what we came up with. This school year has definitely been one for the record books for me. It has been nothing short of amazing. Surprises around every corner, for the good and for the not so great, and definitely challenging. I've gotten to see my students do amazing things. I've gotten to see teaching from a different perspective outside of the regular classroom, and I am so excited for the years to come. I'm going to say thank you once again and leave you with this video that was created and edited for me by the county when I won Teacher of the Year. Before this position, I was a gifted teacher for almost the full 22 years. And what I loved about it, I think what I was so drawn to with those kids was the creative side of it. Teachers work really hard all day, and I mean, I was guilty of it too, of just trying to push through so much with the academic part, even in the gifted classes. So the expectations have just gotten so great for these kids. I always saw, just them open up and just so enjoy the creative things that we were able to do in class. And so I thought, what better way to spend your day than getting to be the creative outlet for kids and trying to get them to get over asking, can I do this? Can I color it this way? And just saying, you don't have to ask permission to be creative. Like, this is just a place where they come and they can just create and relax and chit chat with their friends as long as they're working and be something that they're proud of when maybe their classroom studies are a struggle.
I tell you, the one thing that I think makes Heather just an amazing teacher is just the way that she really completely connects with our kids. No matter where they are when they come into their classroom, she makes them feel safe. Just the feeling in her classroom is a place where kids, they come in there and they are excited to learn. They're excited to be with her first and foremost. The way that she not only takes a content area of art, but also finds ways to incorporate other aspects of schooling into that. And so she has found a way to connect it not only to just regular learning and that's taking place in the classroom, but a chance to say, hey, here's how through an art lens we can grow literature standards and our mathematics standards, our science standards. It's something that I just believe wholeheartedly makes her a tremendous teacher. She loves our kids, and that comes across in every single thing she does with them.
Seeing the kids' reactions to their own artwork is really, really motivating for me. I've had kids that have said stuff like, this is the first time I've ever done anything I've been proud of. Just watching them kind of step back from their work and just the look on their face for me is really motivating. I just like that every day is different and they're creating every day, because I just feel like kids spend so much time on things like technology, which is, that's their life, but they're not using their hands to create as much and getting dirty. And so this is the one place where they can come, and every single time they walk in the door, they're going to create something. I love the fact that I get to have a relationship with all of these kids, and also that the kindergartners that I'm seeing now, I get to watch them and be with them through 5th grade. And so the things we could do can get more sophisticated, and every year will be easier and more enjoyable with them because I'll know them a little bit more each year.
We have always known the tremendous impact that Heather makes when it comes to teaching and learning with our students. It was the best decision that we've made for our art program. I mean, she has been a phenomenal asset to our school.